Guys, welcome to the third episode of Editing Photos with Bayou Josh. That's me. Thanks to everybody that came over from Instagram to check out the YouTube channel. I was kind of humbled by the whole thing. A lot of comments, put the word out to invite people to send me their images. I was completely blown away by how many direct messages I got and how many people were willing to share their images and who even thought that I would be someone that they would trust with their images. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Today's episode is exactly what that's about, and hopefully every week, Wednesday, I'll put out one of these videos where I'm editing your images. So today, Daniel Brisbane, who is from the little outskirts of Alberta, Canada, has sent me a beautiful image of a snowy owl. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out his Instagram. We're going to get a good look at it, and I'm going to give you some feedback on his Instagram feed. Then we're going to dive right into Lightroom. We're going to edit that video up, and I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to give you my entire thought process. Moving forward, guys, this is all about you. I'll probably throw a couple in that I like just of my images, but once again, I'm no professional. I'm just your friend trying to help you get a little bit better. And along the way, we can get, get better images. We can, improve our Instagram feed. We can reach each other and just, have a good time and make connections, right? Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to jump right into Daniel's Instagram feed. I'm going to put his tag down below. It's at Brisbane Birds, BrisBinBirds, and that's right there at Instagram. So I'm going to go ahead and open up his feed, and I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, this guy knows how to take pictures. He's shooting with the Sony a7R4. He's got a 100-400 G Master lens, and listen, man, he's pretty dang good at light. Let's go ahead and look through a couple of these. Today's post was pretty awesome. Looks like a little American Dipper. Beautiful side lighting. Gorgeous shot of the swans here. It looks like some mute swans. Oh, look at this. Daniel, are you kidding me, man? Freaking yellow crown, golden crown kinglet. Dude, the bokeh on this thing, this is magical. I don't know if you need my help, but look, I'm going to dive into it anyway. I appreciate you trusting me. But dude, you have got some pretty amazing images. I'm going to go back a little deeper. I'm going to go see what you looked like about a year ago. Dude, you've always been good. Did you ever have like a starting phase where you weren't good? Holy cow. Look at this little fluff ball chickadee. Yeah, definitely go check out Daniel's Instagram feed. It's pretty freaking awesome. So I'm going to dive right into it. I'm going to take a look at Daniel's image. It is a snowy owl that he captured on just a frigid day. He said there in Alberta what happens is a lot of these snowy owls come down. They get along the fence lines. He gave me an interesting note about it. He said he doesn't like sitting in the car with the car off because it's sub-zero temperatures, and when that car's on and he's taking an image out the window, the heat, right? The heat coming off the car creates this, softness in the image. So he did the right thing. He turned off the car, he suffered through it, and wait till you see this beautiful image. So I'm going to dive right into it, switch over to a full Lightroom so you can see every detail that I'm messing with. And once again, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. And that's it, guys. Let's dive into it. Okay, guys, here we go. This is Daniel's beautiful image of the snowy owl. How lucky is he? Look at this, man. Just absolutely gorgeous. So look, one of the big things with white birds is color balance, right? I mean, the instinct is to get right into it and start changing things with the white balance over here and finding the right balance overall. But the reality of it is there's some cool tools built into Lightroom that really help you out with this, and we're going to play with one of those today. What I like to do is I like to take this white balance selector, and I like to find like a light gray, and I'm looking over there to that small image over to the left, which is shown over here, and I hover around on a light gray until I find about the right color balance I like. I like that one right there. So there's the before, there's the after. I think that gets us to a good starting point. When you have that golden light in the morning on a white bird with bluer backgrounds, it's just tricky. So to me, I'm going to trust that tool. It looks great, and we're going to roll with it. I like this foreground grass. I like the way it just kind of crosses across the bird.
This is one of those images I feel like I'm looking over your shoulder and I'm witnessing it with you. So I don't want to make any big wholesale changes. But let's start at the top. Let's start with the exposure. I'm going to bring it up a couple of notches here. And the only reason why is you see I've got tons of space up here on the histogram. There are no highlights blown out in this image, which is incredibly just talented by Daniel to make sure that that works. We might even be able to go plus 30. Let's stick with plus 20 for right now. I'm going to skip the contrast. We're going to come back and play with it a little more at the end, but I do want to actually put highlights in this image, and I'm thinking maybe plus 25. So what I'm doing is I'm hovering over the highlight slider, and I'm just using the right clicker, and I'm going to plus 25. And what that does is just kind of gives a little more brightness in the bird there. So there's our before, and there's our after. Shadows, this is one of those images you kind of want to add some contrast to it, right? In the blue hour, things are very flat, and a lot of the shadows just don't show up. So we want to we want to help this image out with that. Whites, to get it to separate from that background, I'm going to bring the whites up to plus 25. I'm going to bring the blacks down to about half of that. Let's go minus 15, which is a little more than half. And now I'm going to go back up to the global contrast, and I think I'm going to pull a little bit back out of it, minus 10. All right, these aren't big changes, man. I'm telling you, Daniel really nailed this shot. The exposure's right. I love that blue hour coloring in the background. It's just a beautiful image. I don't want to mess with texture, clarity, or dehaze, but what I do like is adding about plus 20. Now you notice that, let's play with that a little bit. We do start getting those yellows a lot when we go to plus 20, and now I know it was early in the morning, the sun was shining in here from the left, but you could definitely use that little saturation. So let's go plus 16 to even it out. Highlights, I'm going to come down just a little bit, minus 11, plus 11 on the lights. I'm going to go minus 12, 13 on the darks, and bring the shadows down to about double that. All right, so those yellows kind of all started to pop back up again, as you can see there. Even though the sunlight's there, it kind of detracts a little bit from the image. So I'm going to go to the saturation in the HSL color slider here, and I'm going to pull some of the yellows back out. I personally like that snowy owl to look kind of pure white, and I think that's about it right there. Man, this image is too easy. This is just such a beautiful image, man. Thank you for sending something great over. Noise, let's zoom in on this just a little bit. This was shot at ISO 1000. He did stop down to f8, so he was not worried about the noise so much. I don't like taking all the noise out because this is like putting your nose up to a painting and looking at the brush strokes. But I'm okay maybe pulling 25 out of this one, and you see it smoothed it out a little bit there. There's the before and there's the after. All right, scrolling down, I've already enabled from the beginning, it's part of my Lightroom settings, enabled the profile corrections, and you can see that he's shooting with the Sony A7R with the 100 to 200. I'm going to put a little post-crop highlighting in this. Let's fit it again. Instead of me trying to figure it out, I like to go over here to the left, and you see these defaults, curve, grain, optic, sharpening, and vignette. I like to put a light vignette on it. Man, that's a pretty image. That thing just looks good. Let me go back up to the top here. I want to play with the exposure just a little more. I think that's it right there. Plus 30 on the exposure. Wow, what a great image. All right, let's do some other little touch up here. As you can see, there's some spots. I go to the top right to the spot removal tool, and I just click on that spot and let the computer figure out what needs to happen. Done. Exploring the image to see if I see any more. There's one there, so I'm going to grab that one as well. I just click on it, let the computer do its thing. Done again. And I think that's about it for the spot removal. All right, last little touch for me, and this is preference, right? Blue hour, you got a blue sky. I'm going to blue that sky up a little more, but I don't want to do it down here. I think that snow, the reflective blue on that snow needs to stay. So I'm just going to pull a graduated filter from the top, and I'm going to go down here to show selected mask overlay, and I want to make sure I'm grabbing just the sky and a little bit overlap into the horizon there. I'm not going to change the blue by adding saturation. I'm going to do it with the color slider, the temperature slider, I'm going to go to minus 21, and I want it to kind of match all the way up, so it's the same colors there. I don't want to add any purple to it. Maybe add just a little bit of saturation. Yeah, that's pretty. Man, it just takes subtle little things for this image to really look like a completely different image. So there you see, shot at about 6,000 for the temperature. And there's the after, closer to about 4,000. It separates away from the background, nice and pretty. The pure whites are white. What a gorgeous image. Daniel, thank you for sending me this. I mean, you're very talented. I hope this helps. It didn't take much, man. I mean, when you get it right in camera, it just shows that it's just simple, small little changes to really bring this thing to the next level. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, don't forget to like, and if you have any images that you want to send my way, send them via direct message. You can find me on Instagram at Bayou_Josh. You can also find me at Bayou Josh on YouTube. And I'm glad to help in any way I can. You are my YouTube content. So once we connect via DM, I'll send you an email. It has a little checklist of what you need to do. Basically send me a raw image and give me permission to edit it. And hopefully it helps. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching.